There are 5 enemies of focus that I will start with. 5 enemies of focus. The first one is distractions. Distractions. That is when other things become priority in your life. Usually, we start with a clear sense of priority. We know where we're going. But soon enough, sometime in the year, something becomes more important and we change our sense of priority and start prioritizing on something else. I've always said that what you spend the most time with and most time for and most money on is your priority. The 2 things that define your priority is time and money. Time and money. Check the things you spend money on. That's your priority. Check the things you spend time on. That's your priority. If you spend a lot of your time watching Chelsea or Real Madrid, that's your priority. If you spend a lot of time and money on your clothes, that's your priority. If you spend a lot of time and money going to school, that's your priority. If you spend a lot of time and money on that building project, that's your priority. So gauge for yourself, what are the things that you spend most time and most money on this year? That is your priority. Distractions. Sometimes in the year, we shift in our priority. The second enemy of focus is disorder. Disorder is when we lack discipline. Disorder is when we clutter our lives and we are not able to align our lives properly. You know, it's amazing how much we collect over the year. You start on a clean slate, and before you realize you've collected so many things, there's so much disorder in your life. I look at my office desk all the time. Most times, at the end of the year, I clear my desk. I don't know how many of you do that in your office. At the end of the year, you go to your office desk, you look at the desk, and you open the drawers, and you see all kinds of papers there you don't need anymore, and all kinds of half pens and half pencils and clippers and all the complimentary cards people gave you that you don't like, but you've kept them. And they're in your drawers, and you look at your desk, and there's so many things on your desk. And every year, I clean it. But somehow, from January, I say to myself, I'm going to keep my office clean. My desk is going to be clean. I'm not going to allow anything. But little by little, little by little, little by little, by the end of the year, you have disorder again. The focus is lost. If you look at your handbag today, go home and overturn your handbag on the bed or on the table, or your wallet, or a bag, or your briefcase. Just take everything and overturn it and check the things in there. You'll be amazed at the kinds of things you have accumulated into your life that are not priority to you. Some of the things you don't even know they are in your bag, but they've been there for a very long time. Disorder. Disorder. That is when you lose discipline in your life. When that happens, you lose focus. The third enemy of focus is delays. Delays, when things don't happen fast enough. When things don't happen fast enough, we lose focus. Many times, we want things to happen in a certain sequence. And then something delays in the process. And the moment the delay comes, we stop, waiting for the thing to be resolved before we move on. And because of delays, many of us stop moving on in March. Some people stop moving in February, some in June, because something delayed. And as a result, you've delayed the rest of your life. You lost focus. And things that were important to you are no longer important. Maybe somebody told you, I'm going to give you 20,000 for your business. Come March, you have the money. And so you plan everything with the hope that by March, somebody's going to help you with some capital for your business. And then March came and the person said, well, things are not working on, come in April. You go in April, he says, come in May. You go in May, he says, just give me another month, June. And you go and go and go and go and go. It's now December, and the March delay has made you stop pursuing any priority. Many times people lose focus because something they expected delayed. Has there been a delay in your life that has made you lose focus? Have you stopped pursuing anything in life simply because you stopped waiting for something good to happen somewhere along the line? One of the things you have to understand is that when there are delays, you can still move on. You can still pursue something else with your life. Delay is an enemy of focus. The number 4 enemy of focus is discouragement. Discouragement is when we suffer setbacks. Sooner or later, something is going to discourage you. You suffer a setback. Something is going to hit you. Something is going to go wrong in your plan, in your life. Something is going to make you feel very, very discouraged. Discouragement makes us lose our focus. Because most times we don't plan for discouragements. We just plan as if everything is going to work according to plan. But if there's anything I've come to know about life, nothing works according to plan. Many times when you have a plan, about 80% of them will work according to plan and 20% will defy your plan. Sometimes 70% according to plan, 30% defies your plan. So you do your best, but something goes wrong and you get discouraged. And many times when people get discouraged, they forget about all the great things that are happening and they feed on the discouragement. They complain about the discouragement. Discouragement is an enemy of focus. And the 5th one that really disturbs us when we want to focus in life is doubts. Doubts is when we think we are not capable. This is when we really, really lose focus because we doubt ourselves, we lose confidence in ourselves, we belittle our own efforts and feel as if what we want in life would never become a reality. So let me ask you a simple question. How did you start from January? What was your focus? What were you going to really spend time working on? I know some of you deliberately had planned that you're going to lose weight from January, and you registered at the gym in January and you paid the gym fees. But what happened? When was the last time you went to the gym? Some of you started a diet. I'm going to cut fat. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to eat. I'm not going to eat after 6 o'clock in the evening. What happened? You are eating at 11 p.m. Some of you decided, I'm going to settle this year. I'm going to settle. I'm moving from my mother's house. I'm going to get my own house. What happened? You're still living with your mom. So you lost some focus. Was it because you were distracted? Was there some disorder in your life? Was there some delay? Was there some discouragement? Or at a certain point you just lost faith in yourself and you started doubting yourself and said to yourself, I can't do it, I can't make it, it's not possible, it's too hard, and you abandon it. The good news is a new year is coming. So you can have a new focus. You can refocus. Everybody say refocus. That means readjust. Set your focus again. You need the lenses of your life adjusted. Those of you who wear glasses, you know that when you've worn your glasses for a very long time, after about 2 years, you just start seeing things unclear. But you tell yourself, it's fine. But you're not seeing clearly. Then you go to is it ophthalmologist or opto something? And you go and sit down there and they put these things on your eyes and they start checking your focus. And then they tell you, you need adjustment. You need to refocus. So pretty soon they prescribe something else for you to wear and everything is clear. I believe as the year help you. Everybody needs an eye check. But the eye check I'm talking about is not what the optician gives you. I'm talking about an eye check of your focus in life. What you need to do in life. And Jesus did that for a man. he gave him an eye check and helped him to refocus. And the story is in Mark chapter 8, verse 22 to 25. He was a blind man from Bethsaida. And this man had an eye problem. An eye problem is a vision problem. It's a focus problem. And Jesus helped him to refocus. Are you in Mark? Okay, Mark chapter 8, 22 to 23. Then he came to Bethsaida, and they brought a blind man to him and begged him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his eyes on him, he asked him if he saw anything. And he looked up and said, I see men like trees walking. Then he put his hands on his eyes again and made him look up. And he was restored and saw everyone clearly. That's an interesting miracle of Jesus. Started with spitting on somebody's eyes. May I just suggest to you that you never do that to anybody except your name is Jesus. Because if you spit on his eyes and his eye doesn't open, you are in for some serious trouble. Alright. But this is one of the ways in which Jesus healed people. He used different methods to do that. In this man's case, he spit on him, on his eyes, not on him, but on his eyes. And I don't think he really delivered a huge spittle. I think he just touched his tongue and touched his eye. I think that's what Jesus did. So don't just clear your throat and just deliver a baggage and a cargo on somebody. But this man had a vision problem. He wasn't seeing clearly. And Jesus helped him. There are three conditions that you can see with this man. The first condition is when the man had no vision. No vision. He wasn't seeing at all. And when he wasn't seeing at all, he depended on other people to lead him. No vision. The Bible says he was taken by the hand. When the people don't see well, they have no vision, no focus in life, other people are going to lead them. They follow other people's vision because they don't know where they are going. The question I want to ask you is, how's your life? Is it the life of no vision? Are people leading you? Check what you've done from January to now. Have you done what you wanted, or you've done what people wanted you to do? Can you really say the decisions I've made this year, they were my decisions, or they were decisions of people? If you have no vision, other people will lead you by the hand. People are going to tell you, let's do this, you go do it. Let's buy this, you go buy it. Let's go here, you go here. And many of us, our time, our money, our effort is all determined by people. Somebody comes to you and says, I saw this nice shoe, let's go buy one. And you know your budget. That shoe is not a priority. You know that left to you, you spend that money on something else. But he comes and says, oh, let's buy. Oh, buy. Oh, don't. Oh, and they cajole you and push you. And you buy that shoe. And when you buy it, you are cursing yourself, but you bought it. Or somebody says, oh, I saw this nice clothes, fabric. Let's go buy it. Oh, I'm going there. Let's go. I'm taking my children on vacation. Let's go. Do you really want to go? Is that how you want to spend your money? Or you have no vision, so people are leading you by the hand? How have you lived this year? Have people been leading you by the hand? Go to your wardrobe. Open your desk. Check the things in there that you bought this year. Did people lead you by the hand? Or they were part of your focus for this year? All the decisions you've made. This man had no vision and he was led by the hand. May God deliver you from that situation. So you will not be led by the hand, but you can see clearly. People with no vision live their lives at the pleasure of other people. But that's not supposed to be your portion. You are a child of God. You must live with a clear sense of where you are going and how you spend your money and your time. no vision. Other people leading by the hand. The second condition you see with this man is when Jesus ministered to him the first time, he had unfocused vision. Unfocused vision. And when he had unfocused vision, he misinterpreted what he saw. When people have unfocused vision, they misinterpret what they see. The man says, I see men walking like trees. That's a very interesting observation. I see men walking like trees. If you see men walking like trees, you're going to treat men like trees. Because you treat life the way you see it. If God gives you a Goliath, and you see him as your destroyer, you're going to run away from him. If God gives you a Goliath and you see him as your promotion to your kingdom, you go find the Goliath. It all depends on how you interpret what you see. Some of the things that have come your way that you thought were problems, maybe God meant them to be promotions. Some of the things that you thought were defeating you, maybe God brought them to elevate you to the new level. Because God will always bring a problem your way in order to promote you. Problems are the precursors of promotion. You don't get promotion with laxity when everything is working all right. You get promotion when things start working wrongly and God gives you the tenacity to solve a problem. Then you are rewarded for the problem you solve. What do you see? Did you see men as trees? Did you see 2012 as hard? When you were ejected from your house, how did you see it? Did you see it as a wicked landlord? Or you saw it as God pushing you to build your house? When you were fired from your job, how did you see it? Did you see it like your boss doesn't love you any longer? He has no appreciation? Or God was giving you an opportunity to get a better job and a better salary or start your own business? When that girl you love said, no, I don't love you. Did you see it as a personal rejection, or you saw it that God was preventing you from a life of misery and pain and was going to open a new life of joy and fulfillment to you? How do you see it? The man says, I see men as trees walking. And if you see men as trees walking, when they're coming close to you, you're going to run. When your vision is unfocused, you don't even see opportunity as opportunity. You see opportunity as a threat. And that's why when God gives you vision, you don't interpret everything on the first level. Because what you may see today as something that is working against you, you have no idea how it's going to work out in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years. Don't draw a final curtain on God's plan for your life. He's still working in your life, perfecting everything to your good. And things happen you may not understand, but He works it all together for your good. Don't see men as trees. Unfocused vision. And the third stage we find a man in is clear vision. Clear vision. Clear vision is when you see things as they should be. Jesus touched him so he could have clear vision. I believe Jesus wants to touch us to clear up our vision. He wants to help each one of us to refocus, to have a clear vision, to approach life with a sense of clarity. Next year, you're going to have another 365 one-quarter days. Free. It's going to be given to you. 365 days is a lot of days when you're using it well, and it's nothing when you're not using it. 365 days can change your life forever for good or for evil. Next year could be the greatest turnaround in your life. It could be a year of the greatest promotion of your life. Next year you can move from one end to the other. You can move from the back of the line to the front of the line. Maybe this year you are begging, but next year you may be the giver. 1 year is a long time for God to work with you. Just have a vision. a clear focus. And when you have the focus and you pursue the focus and you don't lose your focus, after 365 days, you're going to look at your life and say, wow, it's been a great year. It's been a really great year. Not because I survived, but because I thrived. Surviving the year is good, but it must go beyond survival. You must gain something. You must receive something. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 and 2. It says, therefore we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us, and let us run with diligence, or with endurance, the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Let us lay aside all weights, and the sin that so easily ensnares us. All weight. That word weight there means burden. That means that if you're running with focus and you allow some things to weigh you down, they will slow you down. If they weigh you down, they will slow you down. If they weigh you down, they will slow you down. It looks like a rap song. Maybe somebody should compose a song. If it weighs you down, it will slow you down. Now, a weight is a weight. It may not be a sin, but it's a weight. And sometimes some friendships are weights. They weigh you down and they slow you down. There's some people in your life who are weighing you down and slowing you down. Certain things you do, weighing you down and slowing you down. Some of us have too many commitments. We are committed to everybody. Everybody needs time, they call us. And when you need time, you can't call anybody. But everybody manipulates your time. Oh, I'm doing this. Can you help me? Oh, come and help me. Oh, come and see me. Come and let's go. Come and do this. Come and do this. And they're slowing you down. And for some people, as they grow up, the weight increases. You know, some people have a life where 3 days of a week is slowed down. Because almost every weekend, somebody is going to burden them with a funeral. There are 7 days in a week. But for some of you, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's non-productive. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, non-productive. About half of your year has become a weight. And some of you do that probably about 10, 12, 20 times in a year. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if it's not funeral, you're going to a wedding, you're going to an engagement, you're doing something Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come and do this. Come and do this. Come and do that. Come and help me. Come and help. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So all you have is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And most time by the time you come Sunday, you are tired. So Monday is gone. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You've already cut off 4 days of the week. It will weigh you down and slow you down. It's not wrong. It's not a sin, but it's a weight. So check your life. What are the things that are weighing me down and slowing me down? There are certain meetings you don't have to attend. People always say, come and let's sit and talk about it. Come and let's sit and talk about it. Come and let's sit and talk about one problem. You've talked about it for forever. Some people have family meetings every weekend. Let's come. One family problem has never been solved. 1 year, you spend every day meeting, every day. I don't like you, you like me. I don't like you, you like me. I don't like you, you like me. And you go on, and he's done this and he's done that. And you spend the whole year solving a problem that has no value to you. You don't fight a war that doesn't offer you reward. If you're going to commit yourselves to solve a problem, it must be a problem whose solution has a reward value. Don't just allow weights to weigh you down and slow you down. So the Bible says, be careful of those words. And then he says, you have to run the race that is set before you. Not the race that is set before your friend, but you. Mensa Otabil's race is not your race. Your race is not my race. There will be times when we run similar races, but there will also be races that each one of us must run. If somebody comes and tells you, let's go somewhere, is that where you want to go? Somebody says, oh, I'm going to, where? I'm going to Dubai, let's go. Now, you don't have money for Dubai, but you go and borrow money for Dubai. You go and see some few Arabs in Dubai. You see things you can't buy in the shop, and then you return, and now you have to pay your airfare. It's a weight. It's not your race. Keep focused. Everybody say, I will focus. I will keep my focus. No wait. No slow down. Let's keep our focus. It's amazing what you can do when you focus. I've always used this example that happened when I was in primary school. I think I was in class 4, thereabouts. And, we didn't have a science lab in our school. I don't think most schools have science lab anyway. So when it was time for science, we go out to the school field. And the teachers will use, things around to tell us this is this, this is that. That's science. So, in this particular day, my teacher did something, and it's remained with me forever. Took the whole class out to the school field, to the open sunshine, and brought out a lens. And that's the first time I had seen a lens. She taught us about concave lens and convex lens. And she showed us two things that lens can do. First, it can expand things. So you can look at letters and they look bigger. So she showed us, the female teacher showed us, this is this, it can expand, it can do that, it can do that. Then she showed us something else the lens can do. It can focus. So she held the lens at an angle to the sun and focused the rays of the lens of the sun to the lens. And we saw that ray of the sun become very pointed. And she held a piece of paper and she was like a magician. She says, I'm going to burn this paper without fire. Going to burn. We say, wow, the teacher is great, going to burn paper. Those days we had Professor Diago and other magicians who worked. We said, wow, the teacher is going to work magic. And she turned the lens angle and we saw this point on the paper, and it stayed there for a while, and all of a sudden the paper began to burn. I said, wow, this teacher is a magician, she can burn paper. Then later on she would tell us to bring our hands, and she would focus the lens, and the thing would burn the back of our hands. And I left that day with a deep sense of what focus can do. That when you focus the energy you have, it may not be much, but when you focus it well, it can burn things, it can achieve things, it can create results. And that's how I've lived my life, with focus. I don't have much strength, I don't have much ability, but I focus my life. There are things I would not do, and there are things I would do. In fact, focus is more deciding what you will not do than what you will do. If your life is an open gate and you do everything, you follow everybody, you listen to everybody, you will lose focus. But you will have to decide, I will not do that, I will not go there, I will not do ABC, and focus your life. With a little energy, you can stand burn and achieve great results in your life. Keep your